Yeah.
Right.
All right. Hey, yo, I think we live.
Yeah, we live.
Oh. Yeah. 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 Yo. Yeah. Yo. 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 What up? What up? What up? What up? Yo. Yo. Hey, yo. Hey, yo. Hey, yo, turn my headphones up. Hey, yo, turn my headphones up. Yo. Hey, yo, war. What is it good for? A whore like Thor coming out with his hair all galore. I'm tired of it. These axes and all these hammers, bitch. Trying to do something that'll probably make your grandma switch over to the Marvel side. You know, it's dark and hot when we come out in hell like DM. All right. I really need to brush up on my freestyling. Honestly, I don't even know if I'm still live. Can you even see? Can you hear me and see me? Anyway, good morning, everybody. Oh, I'm sorry. All right, well, please forget everything you just heard because it was trash. Good morning, everybody. What's happening? As you all know, it's the new morning flow with the blurs that you know. It's me, your boy Ty and Tyrone, and Yazzie, Jazzy, Fat, Nasty. Me and Steph Ray is going to tell you what to think today. But after that, let's go and take a drink today because I'm going to need more than a shrink to Ray. All of y'all. Yes, this is. All right, please. You know what my problem is? I need the freestyle like at least twice a year, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And like when I hear a beat like this, which is not really, you know, it's pretty generic, you know, it's like, yo, it gives me inspiration. Like me and Ty used to kill beats like this.
Yeah, I was about to say we used to do it every day, so it was repetition. We was, you know, the flow was there, everything, the vibe was right, the music was pumping, you know, the medication, you know, like everything was everything.
Yo. The medication, it's the dedication. I don't care whether you Jamaican, Black, or Haitian. Which is all the same three, baby. But I don't know. Maybe it's gravy if Thor and Jane had a baby. But we can talk about that on the next, maybe. But I don't know if we gonna be still here, later. Oh my God! I need studio rehearsal. We need to start practicing these freestyles. Let me stop, man. What's going on, y'all? We back. It is Love and Thunder Day, boy. Ow! And hallelujah, we got a God of Thunder to talk about. Let's go ahead and discuss some of the things that we're gonna go on the docket, man. As you all know, yesterday Love and Thunder was released, but not to be overshadowed by this week's episode of The Boys, which was dope. Season finale, actually, for those y'all who was paying attention. And let's see what happened with Mr. Soldier Boy and also Mr. Homelander and Butcher. We did have another episode of Ms. Marvel, and we got to talk about this because I don't know, how to feel about what's going on in the Marvel sphere. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on. But for right now, without any more further ado, I give you Thor, excuse me. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, there was a lot of thottery going on in this I hope we all saw it. We'll talk about that. Of course, we are joined by none other than Bad Bricks, yes, Soundman himself. We got Yazzie in the building, of course. We got Tyrone in the building. And of course, on standby is the homie Stephanie, who I believe does have a question of the day. Go ahead and hit us off with some good news. Who are we, Miss Yvette? Oh, I hit that too early.
She's not here right now.
Oh, shoot.
Hey guys, I love the new blurred order. You should too.
Whoa.
All right, guys, I ain't gonna waste no time. Did we all see Love and Thunder? I believe so, because we was chatting about it. Just wanted to make sure first. Who all saw Love and Thunder? Raise a hand.
Me.
Hey, all right. Let's just go down this real quick, bro. Real quick. Love and Thunder's on the docket. Ms. Marvel's on the docket, and also the Boys season finale is on the docket. But let's just go ahead and get this Love and Thunder chat out the way. I'm gonna keep it
real quick. I got you, Lisa. Are we spoiling or are we not?
Oh, it's a good question. You know what? This is you know what? I want to spoil.
That's
now,
yeah,
I know,
as long as people know.
I know that means that we will lose half of our live audience, perhaps. Which
Let's
sucks.
take a poll. You want to take a poll this time?
Let's take a poll. Okay, all right. Let's take a poll. All right, we can do that.
This is a democracy.
Yeah.
Yo, hold up. What are you talking about, Minnie?
Look, if we're gonna do spoilers, we could just be like, hey, we're gonna talk from now until 10:45. We're gonna talk Thor: Love and Thunder. Join us at 10:46 for spoiler-free reviews or whatever. Yeah, our spoiler-free wrap-up.
I like that.
Boom.
Fair enough.
Thinking on his feet.
Hey, look at that. Okay, I dig it. I wish we were that organized. Because I'm pretty, like just by saying it, I'm already pretty sure we'll probably lose the votes. But yeah, man. Let me ask. Let's do a panel vote first. How many of y'all think that we should spoil it? Oh, for real, it's just me.
I'm down for. I never had a thought either way. I just want to make sure our audience is
right. That's more why I said let's take a poll because, like, yeah, we went from 10 to 4 people. So I guess
we did. Yeah. Well, damn. I mean, you mean 10,000 to 4,000, right? Of course, obviously, that's how many people watch us. Or 100 to 40 is what she meant. Man. Just getting started here, obviously. Wow, I love my edit button. I need like a dump button. Yeah, man. I say, how about this? How about we make this decision? How about we do a little spoiling until 10:45, like Tyrone says, and then after that, we'll go ahead and we'll just spoil all the other shows instead. All right.
Spoiler embargo lifted on 10:45.
Thank you, kind sir. And if you wouldn't mind, make sure that we stay within our jurisdiction so that we do not spoil this plot right here, man. So yes, man.
Do we have a spoiler thing to put up real quick?
I think there's one. I
got you.
Yeah, my mind. Tyrone's the tech guy, man. I don't know, man. I just push buttons here. But yeah, man, that's what it is. So, Love and Thunder, guys. Love and Thunder came out yesterday, and I gotta say, it was, as Tyrone described in his text to me, a lot of fun. And there's a few things that I want to say about it. But before anything, yes, I'm assuming you saw it. Ty, I'm assuming you saw it as well. Ty Bricks and Tyrone as well. But let's start with you, Yaz. First of all, since we are spoiling, I kind of am starting to get really attached and get real. Let's just say, I like how you describe the events. Could you break down what the movie Thor is about? You know what I'm saying? This time around, and what it is you felt about it, if anything. All
right, so Thor: Love and Thunder. It was great. I actually really loved this movie. In my opinion, it was my favorite Thor movie of all, to date right now. It was Thor, you know what I'm saying? It was cheeky, it was cute, it was, like a little romantic, it gave you all the feels, and we definitely got to see a little more of Thor than, we were looking for. We also didn't get to see some of Thor that we were looking forward to, but, it's fine. But he did have a good, homage tattoo on his back, for Loki, so that's what's up. But this movie was it was really interesting. We got to see a lot of different characters come into the fold, and we got to see the Guardians. He was working with Guardians of the Galaxy for a little while, and then they split up, and then he got to go work with Grog. So I thought that was really cool. I freaking love this Rock man. I'm not gonna lie. He's one of my new favorite characters. I love Grog. He's fucking hilarious to me. I just, his whole scene in this movie was literally it made me laugh so hard. But I don't know, this movie was really great. We got to see Jane come back, and Thor was just, all in his, fanboy crush, stage. So it was really cool to see, different dynamics of, Thor. And it was cool to see, his growth and how, he kind of got to overcome, the bad guys, so to say. And I like to see, Valkyrie. Valkyrie kicked ass in this movie. It was a great movie to see. I enjoyed every minute of it. I was kind of sad it ended. I was like, damn, it's almost 2 hours long. That was the shortest Marvel movie to date, and it was so great. I was like, man, we're done. What the fuck? So I don't know. This movie was good for me. I really enjoyed it, and the end credit scenes were awesome as always. There was 2 in case anyone was wondering, and make sure you stay for both of them because there's definitely some new people into the MCU. So yeah, it was a great movie to watch. I definitely encourage everybody to go and get your ass out and watch it in theaters. Do not wait to watch it at home. Watch that shit in theaters.
That is phenomenal. I'm gonna listen. I love the way you describe things. Do you agree with everything she said, Ty? Bad Ty, like with regard to loving it being the best Thor movie. I think she might have jumped the shark a little bit, but what I'm saying, I'll hold my feelings till later. What say you, my friend?
I think I'm more of the notion that it was just really, really a fun movie. It was really, it was funny. It was just funny throughout. It was so funny that there were moments where it almost was corny.
Right.
Like there was it almost got to the point of corniness, but as far as it being the best Thor movie, I mean, I'm Thor movies aren't always that good. So I could definitely say that it's up there on the top. I would say Ragnarok would have probably been my favorite, but yeah, I could agree with Yash for the most part that it was probably the best one to date. There was a lot going on in this movie in a very small amount of time. And I think they did a really good job of giving you what they gave you within the time frame. I thought it was going to be a lot of stuff that didn't show up, or we was going to have all of these questions, which I still have some questions, but it definitely, for me, because I took my son, so he's hard to please, but he made it through the first hour before he said he was ready to go. So that tells me that it was really, really it was decent, because he wouldn't even have got through that first hour. I think the goats got him through. The goats. If we're being honest, the goats stole the show. They stole the show for sure. For sure, they stole the show. But that's it. That's all I got.
All right. Love it. And glad that little Prince decided to hang out in the theater and not just Jet. Tyrone, what about you, homeboy? Your thoughts on the movie? What you love, what you hated, anything?
You're muted, Tyrone.
Oh my God.
Thank you. I know that never happens.
How dare you?
Myself to shut up. I know. No. I thought the goat thing would get old eventually, but it stayed funny the whole time. I think Taika Waititi is just really good with comedy. Just one of those comedic minds that works really well. I put this movie right up there with Ragnarok. I enjoyed the hell out of it.
Yes.
Visually, it was gorgeous.
Amazing.
I loved the locations. I loved the Omnipotent City was awesome. The Zeus scene was one of my favorites. Russell Crowe, not one of my favorite people in real life.
Right.
So when I knew he was going to be in this movie, I was like, And then the Zeus scene was really funny and it was really good. And so it's there's just a lot of just good scene after good scene after good scene. Whenever it did get into telling story, Jane Foster's story or anything like that, it was still so entertaining. Chris Hemsworth obviously is great and hilarious, and I mean he's killing this story. I think Natalie Portman, her side of the chemistry wasn't great. I don't think, but I still think she was good. It wasn't enough to throw the movie off. You know what I mean? At no point was I like, this is not as good as it could be. But she was good. It wasn't like Anakin Skywalker bad. It wasn't Anakin Skywalker Padme bad, but it was it was. It wasn't the best, like Tessa Thompson and Chris Hemsworth. You know what I mean? I kind of want to see that love story. You know what I mean? Yeah. I want to see Valkyrie and Thor love story because they got a really cool thing going on, a really cool banter and stuff. But yeah, I've got to say though, I think I do think my favorite scene was Valkyrie, Mighty Thor, and Thor versus Gore on that very small planet. Just the way it was framed, the with things that were happening during that battle, it was all just it was great. It was probably the highlight of the movie for me.
Yeah, them battling gore. All right. Well, let me, if you don't mind, I like to give my little tidbits here.
Please do.
I'm gonna keep it real. I didn't like this one as much as I liked Ragnarok. Only because I feel like Ragnarok was a little more in tune with the MCU. I think that this was deliberately outside of where the MCU is right now in terms of it's multiverse centric. There was not one mention of the multiverse in this movie, which was good. I'm not complaining. This is not, it's not me saying why the fuck they ain't talking. I just thought that was one of the things that I loved about Ragnarok was that we had Hulk, Banner. It was, like, what I'm saying? Like these are, that we got introduced to the Valkyrie, and oh my God, who doesn't love a good Ian Malcolm whenever he shows up? Obviously, I'm talking about
Jeff Goldblum,
the Fly. I loved the goats. I loved I loved the fact that that Valkyrie was in plain gear. You know what I'm saying? That she wasn't necessarily like in her. I don't think she didn't really get into her armor like almost at all. And for those of y'all that aren't familiar, these goats, these ain't just movie goats. Little research and you'll learn that the goats are all over the comics. This is one of the ways he gets around. So this is something that was refreshing to see. I got lost a little bit. I was a little bit lost, and I'm gonna keep it real. Let me not say lost, but let me find out where y'all heads are at with this. I was a little thrown off. I don't want to say thrown off, but I finally think I know what it felt like. Hey, Steph, what's up?
Yo.
Hey, Steph's in the building, everybody. I was a little thrown off by the gratuitous, completely unnecessary, salacious sex thottery that was going on in this movie. Bruh, even Chris Hemsworth is like, bruh, I don't need to take my shirt off every 5 minutes. The motherfucker damn near was naked almost the entire movie. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not complaining. All right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, maybe I am. I am complaining. You know what? I'm going to speak my truth. I'm going to speak my truth right now. All right. Look, it's okay if y'all want to flex the dude's muscles. Y'all want to show him off. Y'all want him to be naked, show man ass and all that. But God damn, every movie, we're relying on Thor's parts. You know what I'm saying? Is that driving anybody? Ladies on the panel, are y'all watching? All right. Yes, calm down.
Already, yeah. They're already like, can you just hurry up and answer the question so we can just say yes?
All right, well, it's Thor's.
The answer is yes. Let me see it.
Okay, all right.
I'm sad we didn't get to see more. Like Valkyrie and Natalie Portman got to see all of it just eating grapes, and we just like got to imagine what these women are swooning over. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, show me just like a little bit. You know what I mean? Like something. If you're gonna tease him naked, show me something. I mean, it's I'm just saying.
All right. Well, sorry there was no hero-gasm on.
Oh, they mentioned it too. I was like, Austin and I were really fucking surprised that they mentioned that shit. Actually, that was a Vince Taylor segue for you.
I don't know if that's technically a segue. I feel like that was maybe a stroke. We got to the boys. We got from Thor to the boys in the same sentence. That shit was wild. That was like, holy shit.
All right. Well, listen. Look, I'm not. Again, I get it. Do whatever it is you got to do to sell movies. I see that I'm lagging right now, so I'll probably pop off for a little bit and refresh. But my question for the two young ladies on the panel, and shoot, look, maybe for the men as well. Let me not be sexist. Would y'all still see and enjoy Thor as much if his shirt was on the whole time? If he did not have any, if he was not built like somebody made in a factory, like he looks exactly like his doll, like he looks like his action figure, almost even more swole. Would you see it if it wasn't for his looks? I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
ladies. Yes, I guess you answered that question.
100p, I'd see it still.
I'm curious about Steph. First of all, welcome, Steph. Sorry about the confusion earlier today, and we still have a Steph Ray question of the day to get to. But while we got you here, quick jump on the train. How you feel now? Precursor. We already kind of know your taste, so let's just throw this in the mix. If Thor wasn't Chris Hemsworth, but was, I don't know, Yahya something something, or Idris something something, and his whole, you know, his build was like this, would you still see the movie if it wasn't? How much of this movie is built on Thor's muscles is, I guess, what I'm asking, Steph.
I mean, I think that Thor needs to look like Thor. It would be weird if they cast, you know, Peter Parker looking dudes as Thor. I would still see the movie if Chris Hemsworth kept his shirt on. I don't mind that he sometimes doesn't. Y'all know white dudes are not really my thing. I would not date Chris Hemsworth, but I would date Thor. There's a difference. You have to keep the costume on all the time. Like, I don't want to talk to Chris. Be Thor. That's who I signed up for.
I'm just saying that's the start of a conversion. I'm just saying that's the start of a conversion. Yay us.
Yo. All right. So
keep the outfit on.
Vince, I have a question for you, if you don't mind.
Okay,
please. If the roles were reversed and Valkyrie got her costume flicked off, would you be as upset?
Oh,
fuck no, because I'm no.
So you just so let me ask. So did you
Being
when you
sexist.
after you saw this movie, did you just go home and do like 150 angry push-ups?
I did 20 bench press. Okay. Nah. Listen, all right. Look, I get it. I know sex sells, and I'm not trying to downplay the fact that. Listen, look, as a dude who's completely comfortable in my sexuality, I can say that Chris Hemsworth is an attractive male, and I could easily see why women would swoon over this young man. All I'm saying is, this is the only movie where we get multiple nude scenes, you know what I'm saying? And Chris Hemsworth himself, I'm not making this stuff up. Look, let me read to you what Chris, or you know what, y'all are lucky that my internet just had to be refreshed.
I think you and him are the only one mad about it, and he's mad because he's getting exploited. You're mad because he's getting exploited too. So y'all mad for the same things. Like, you don't want to see his naked body. He don't want to show his naked body. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's mutual. But I think y'all two are the only ones upset about it. That's all I'm saying. Like, even Stephanie was like, he could keep the Thor outfit on, and we'd still like it. I'm sorry, but like Minnie had the best comment ever. Like, this is great. Look at this.
Sorry.
Valhalla marshmallow swirl.
I wanted to. There's a Men's Health article here. It says Thor, the actor, said this nude scene has been a decade in the making, ever since he first shed his shirt for 2011's Thor.
Saw that too.
What?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't sound like he's too mad about it.
He was good with it.
Please, he didn't say that. That
he
didn't
said,
happen.
the first time I played Thor, I took my shirt off and I thought, you know what's going to sweeten this? A decade from now, it's all going to come off.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll see your that happened, and I'll raise you with this, sir.
What we'd set out to do, which was just sort of reinvent this world and the character and make it a lot more of a sort of fantastical adventure and a lot more humor.
We're messing with the expectations of these characters, and that could be tricky territory for fans in the Marvel universe.
It was all about just rolling the dice and taking risks, you know, and anytime it felt too familiar or too safe, we'd just try something different.
You know, we're like, let's not do the buddy picture where we're just bitchy to each other. Let's do the one where we really genuinely love one another, you know?
Here we go!
Ken Branagh came up to me on the first film and said, "Oh, look, you know, we've got the shirt off scene. You know, how do you feel?" And I said, "Oh, mate, I've been working out for 8 months. I'm ready. Let's go." And this time around, there wasn't one in the script, which I was really happy about. And then Taika said, "No, I think we need a shirt off scene." I was like, "Oh, no, we've done that. Don't make me do it again."
Be proud of that, Chris. Be proud of what you've achieved.
Surprise! This will be such fun.
So
I'm proud of all he's achieved. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's starting to. I'm going to take that question and reverse it, Tyrone.
Mm-hmm.
If this was Tessa Thompson and she was saying, "Please don't make me take my shirt off," and then we once again saw her taking her shirt off, would we say, oh, hell no?
Well,
How hell this man, this male patriarchy of a world is going to force her to take her shirt off?
Well, I didn't interpret what he was saying that way, though. He said, we've done the shirt off scene. Don't do that again.
Right.
Yes. He's saying, don't do the same
now he's
thing
butt
again.
naked. And
but they did it again.
We're clouding out his.
They actually took it a step further.
Yeah,
right.
They ripped all his clothes off. Like,
and
it
while
was
talking
like
about this movie,
masterfully done, bro. And he's like tied.
Yeah, when he talked about this movie, he said, let's see, it said, this moment has been a long time coming and he couldn't be happier. Quote, it was 10 years in the making. That scene, Hemsworth told Variety at the premiere, adding it was kind of a dream of mine.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Right. So what I think what he's saying is artistically, you don't want to keep doing the same thing over and over again because it's something that people expect or something, whatever. Like, so artistically, like, go further. You know what I mean? Is what he was saying.
Yeah.
Hey, man. Hey, first of all, fuck you and your rationalizations and taking the fun out of this whole thing. Like, I mean, obviously, look, I mean, obviously, it's the right decision to make. I mean, look, the dude's not working out to be, closeted. You know what I'm saying? I mean, good Lord. I mean, I'm gonna keep it real. Thor's one of those people that you get on, like, you're not like, oh my God, he's sexy, but you're like, I don't want him on the elevator with my wife if I get off the elevator. You know what I'm saying? Like you look at him, you're like, you know what? If I had to switch bodies with somebody and add a little melanin, I guess Chris Hemsworth could be in the running, but without going too far, because we do have a lot of subjects and we did discuss time moderation last week. Unfortunately,
10 minutes.
It seems like Steph is in and out. But Steph had such a good question of the day today that I'm going to go ahead and jump start it. One of the things that I loved about this movie was seeing new characters. One of the new characters, obviously, that we saw was Miss Natalie Portman's version of the Mighty Thor. All right. Natalie Portman is the Mighty Thor. Not the worst thing I've heard in the world. I don't know if I really liked the character development. It was a little, this script, it was a little bouncy, and I want to discuss my issues with it in a second. Mm-hmm. But in addition to this, is we also got to meet new characters like, and I would like to take a moment and introduce everybody to Heimdall's son. Okay. Who was dope as hell. His name was evidently changed in this movie from
Astrid
to from Guns N' Roses, Axel from Guns N' Roses, which, I mean, it can be problematic depending on your viewpoint. I'm not one. I like listening to rock and alternative and stuff like that. So I'm not one of these people to judge. I actually dig some of that stuff, and I accredit Black folks with the creation of rock and roll. But there's a lot to unpack, man. This was really dope for me. But we here have another young person being introduced to the MCU with the potential to have on-screen roles in the future. So I just say that to segue into Steph's question of the day, since Steph is here. Steph, if you don't mind, man, if you could give us an idea of what the question of the day is, so we can go ahead and start thinking about our answers.
Absolutely. So as much as we love the Avengers and are going to keep following them, we got to face the fact that they are getting old. But Marvel has done an excellent job of making sure they will continue to capture our hearts by introducing kids. We got baby Wolverine and all the little X-Men. Now we've got baby Heimdall, baby Thor. We have the teen angst of Miss Marvel and America Chavez. I want to know, who are these kids going to fight? So they're pre-existing or hypothetical. Who are the legacy teen and kid villains that you're dying to see?
So basically, we're sitting here getting fed all of these new characters. Who are they going to fight? Who do we want them to fight? All right. We got an hour on the clock for y'all to make up your minds in between segues and in between discussions. Let's try to have at least one good solid answer for about 11:45.
Can we hear the question one more time just so I can, relish in it?
Yeah, as a stalling.
Sure. So Marvel's been doing a great job at giving us the next generation of kid heroes. I don't want to see them fighting adults. I want to see kid and teen villains. So who are the legacy villains that you want to see their kids, mini versions of them, up on the screen knocking these kid heroes around?
Damn, that's a good question, Stephanie. God damn, I'm going to have to think about this one.
I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna say diabetes. I need these.
No.
I will put these kids on the front line for January 6th. But that's a whole other subject. Great question, guys. Hope y'all are paying attention out there in the blurred sphere. Comments welcome as well. And you ain't got to wait till the end of the show to give us your comments. As I'm lagging, you don't have to lag. Go ahead and just let us know what your opinion is. Who should these now? For those of y'all comic heads that are so deep in the look, we already know who they're going to be fighting. Because then look, we know what that is. But just tell us what your opinion is, man. Quit being so technical about it. All right, cool. So
all right. So the question is, who is the villain and who are they fighting, right?
Well, who are the kid or teen villains you want to see? Like Heimdall, from my understanding, Heimdall's son was invented for this movie. Right. He, from my understanding, is not a comic book character. So it could be an actual kid or teen villain. Or if there's a villain that you're like, I want to see them have a kid, I want to see Minnie, this villain, who would that be?
Okay, that just made my better. Thank you. All right.
Okay. So at the end of the show, it'd be like, all right, Heimdall's son. I want to see him go up against Galactus or something like that.
You could identify the hero. You don't have to. I just want to know who's the villain. I got mine. I know the child of the villain that I want to see.
Wait.
Okay.
You guys guess.
Speaking of Galactus, can we just like interject all of the Eternals that were popping up in this fucking movie? I'm just saying, like, they literally flew through 2 Eternals. If you didn't like with the goats and everything, like when they were leaving, yeah, like they flew through 2 different Eternals. I'm just saying. So, like, do we know exactly? Because I didn't like get to like, you know what I'm saying, like stop the screen, you know, to like see who the fuck they were real quick, you know, and do some research. But like that's another. Those are 2 Easter eggs for us Marvel fans. You know what I'm saying? Like obviously the Eternals are going to be in the MCU really soon, and they're going to be fucking popping up. So we better get.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
I'm just saying, like they had Galactus.
Stop fucking lying.
That was my elbow.
Why you lying on Marvel? Yes,
I'm not lying on Marvel. I'm just saying, like Easter egg wise, like I'm just saying, like that city was in between 2 different Eternals, like that, like that's why no one could find it, because like 2 Eternals were like holding that city together. They like, so I'm just saying, like maybe you need to rewatch it. But I literally like looked at Austin. I was like, "Yo, did you fucking see the big dudes?" And he was like, "What?" So I'm just saying, like they're there. So I'm just saying, just if it shows up later, I fucking told you so. That's all I'm saying.
Oh well, you know what? Not only have you put us on to something, yes, but I have an Easter egg that I don't know if you guys saw it or not. But yeah, in addition to what you call the Eternals, what Tyrone calls the Celestials, the Watcher was there. Did y'all see the Watcher?
The statue, yeah.
The statue of the Watcher was literally right there. I'm trying to upload it right now if I can. But I, for one, didn't even see it. My little one saw it. Kiki is starting to become an Easter egg hunter. And she literally was like, "Dad, did you see the Watcher?" I was like, "No, I did not." She's like, look. And we looked closely, and sure enough, I'll upload a picture here before the end of this segment. But
there's Celestials. You're right. I said.
There's probably so many Easter eggs that we didn't see because, I mean, that's what Marvel does. But I do want to bring something up, and maybe y'all can help me unpack this. All right, and then we can, maybe keep it rolling or whatever you like. But my daughter, who I see a lot of these movies with, she said something really interesting to me, and I thought that y'all should give me. I thought this was something I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna bring this up on the show. My daughter, 11 years old, said that Marvel. She didn't use this word, but she said it's basically becoming formulaic. All right, it's gotten to the point where when you see a Marvel movie, you know exactly what you're gonna see. And I was like, okay, explain. She says, okay, well, you're probably gonna laugh. All right, you're gonna meet the hero. Then they're gonna introduce you to a villain, and then the villain, they're gonna give you another side of his story so that you don't necessarily think he's so bad. And then they're gonna have a fight scene in which you're gonna laugh a little bit. And then before the end of it, there's gonna be a resolution, and then there'll be two scenes at the end of the during the credits, and that's what a Marvel movie is. And she's like, it's kind of getting a little. My daughter's 11. She was like, it's kind of getting a little old, but we love it. I don't know. I think she might have a little bit of a point. It is getting a little predictable. We knew to stay in the theater afterwards to see whether or not those credit scene, post credit scenes are going to be there. We did expect to laugh. We got a lot of laughs in this. Is Marvel's formula too predictable now? Is it at the point where it's like, look, bro, give us something else because we already know exactly what's going to happen once you pitch us a Marvel movie? Yes, Ty, please.
Well, first and foremost, as far as the post-credit scenes and everything like that, that's not included in this discussion. Leave those alone. Continue to do those. Keep bringing those up because we look forward to those every movie. But yeah, Kiki's absolutely right. And I've been saying this for a very, very long time with Marvel. Give us a villain who is a villain and stays a villain throughout the course of his villainry. And that part for me is the part that Marvel continues to drop the ball on. A show we're going to talk about later does an excellent job of giving you a villain and sticking with that villain. And I mean, I watching Love and Thunder, I had the same. I was with Kiki. I was like, okay, so we doing this again.
Right.
We going to do this week because I mean they led the story off with that. So it's like, oh, okay. I already knew right then what it was all gonna boil down to at the end of it all. So without trying to give everything away, but yeah. So
yeah, so you're saying that you wasn't really a fan of the God Butcher as a villain?
Nah, I wasn't. I'm not saying I wasn't a fan of him as a villain. What I'm saying is I would like to see Marvel like really lean into a villain's villainry and continue to stay consistent with it. Don't always, start a villain off with this backstory of him, not getting love or needing love or giving love or protecting love or saving love, or something to that degree. I don't want that. Give me a villain that's just evil as fuck, that's just out here doing shit just because he can and just continues to do it and like poke at all the superheroes like, which one of y'all gonna stop me? None of y'all. I'm gonna keep doing this shit. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I need. I need that in Marvel. Give me somebody like that. One time, just one time, and we can't get it.
Can I interject?
That's a good point. Please, yes. Oh,
okay, so we did get that kind of villain. Thanos. We had him for 2 movies, did we not?
Thanos, I completely disagree with that. Thanos was like he wasn't an evil, like just completely maniacal villain. He had a purpose. He had a child. He had compassion. He thought what he was doing was the right thing for the universe. He was basically like cleaning half of the universe was his version of climate change. Like he was like,
right, but he's still a villain. Like, and he still had a purpose. He still stuck to his purpose. He still like led true to what he believed in and like stuck through it until the day he died. So that's I'm just saying what you're saying. You're contradicting yourself. And Tyrone is listening to me, and he's like, it's kind of right.
It sounds like what y'all want is a psychopath.
Thank you, and that's what I'm like. Let me finish my point here, though, real quick. Like before we continue on to this rant here, because you guys, Marvel does a great job of giving us a different side, so that way we can have 2-sided looks. It's not just one clear view of like, oh, he's a bad guy, that's why he's bad, fuck the world. You know what I'm saying? Like they give us a more broader look of like, hey, not everyone is bad. You know what I'm saying? Like these things led to you becoming the person that you are. You can either be a good person or a bad person, but because of the events that happened, it led you to where you're at. And then the hero comes in and tries to change that. And it's up to the villain to decide if they want to do it or not. That's Marvel, yes, because there's superheroes. DC doesn't have a formula like that, and that's why they fucking suck. That's why we don't look forward to any of their fucking movies. You know what I'm saying? We're just like, oh, here comes another like Buster. You know what I'm saying? Like we're just like, oh, we'll watch it, but you know what I'm saying? Like at least with Marvel, we have a specific type of thing that we're looking for, and it's not. Yes, I see where you guys are saying like it's becoming predictable, but at the same point, it's not as well because they're doing it in different contexts. You know what I'm saying? Like Spider-Man: No Way Home, it had a bad guy. The bad guys came from different universes. Some of them got changed over, one of them didn't. So I'm just saying he stayed true to being a bad guy. So like what you're saying, you're contradicting yourself in some of aspects of like certain characters, because some of them do stay true to themselves and die that way. And some of them die changing their perspectives, which is what Marvel's trying to get us to understand, is our perspective on things. If we see it one-sided, of course it's going to be good or bad. But if we see it on both sides and take the good with the bad, that's what makes a great fucking story. That's what gets us to keep coming back. That's what gets them to fucking keep selling shit to us. You know what I'm saying? Is that how they tell the story from that person becoming a good person and going bad to like deciding if they're going to be a good person again.
All right, Ty, what say you, bro?
Yeah, I love the energy. Yeah, I love it. Let me just start by saying that I love the energy. However, you're wrong. And at the end of the day, it is the same thing with all of the villains in Marvel. That like one of the things that you said was, you said like they stay a villain to the end. No, not one has stayed a villain to the end. At the end of the day, they all have some type of change of heart or some type of moment where they're like you said, they can choose to do good, and they all fucking do good. I don't want that. I want that one villain that like you said, stays all the way to the death of them, and doesn't change up in the end and say, protect this, or
Can I just throw out Killmonger?
Look out for these people.
Killmonger died.
Hold on, let me finish. Or doesn't change up at the end and say, I made a mistake, or I'm sorry for what I did, or any of that. I don't need that from a villain. I need a villain that literally one time. I'm not even saying this all the time. I'm not saying consistently they have to do this. I'm just saying that, like what Kiki said, we're tired of the same story. It ends up being the same thing at the end of all of these movies, including this one that we just saw. That's all I'm saying.
All right. I'm just saying, like Minnie said, Killmonger, Doctor Doom, still stand by Thanos. You know what I'm saying? Like we still have had people like they die with their fucking evil ass beliefs. It may not seem bad and so bad when they die, but they're still fucking doing it for their own selfish beliefs. You know what I'm saying? It's still bad. So I'm just saying, like, they still die a villain no matter what. So I'm just getting that out there. Like, no matter what, like, not everybody.
Killmonger, I don't know if he was a villain.
But that's what I'm saying. Marvel made you see his perspective.
Right, I get it. I get what you're saying.
Sorry, real quick though, the Thanos was that guy you're asking for though. He absolutely was. He never had a change of heart. They cut his head off once because he destroyed the Infinity Stones. He was like, "This is done. I'm done. I'm good. Like I did my thing. I've made it. This is great." And then they got him back, and they fought him until they had to kill him. He was not going to relent. Not only that, but he doubled down. He was like, "I was gonna let y'all live, but now that you have annoyed me, I'm gonna just kill everything. Like, and I'm just gonna wipe out the entire universe." Like he went further with his stuff before he died. So he's that guy you're looking for.
Well, in Thanos's case, to your point, Thanos was different in the sense that Thanos was emotional from the get-go. And he literally he came out the gate trying to change the way that the world, the universe functioned, where by destroying half the population or whatever, or 1/5 or whatever it was that he was saying. And at the end of the day, I think what change my opinion of him as the villain was the moment when he had to sacrifice not Gamora. What's her name? It wasn't Gamora.
It was Gamora.
Gamora, yeah. The green lady is Gamora.
Oh, that's her name. Yeah, I'm bad. Yeah, it's early. So anyway, yeah. So when he sacrificed her, I think that at that point for him, it was like, I gotta go all in because I just lost the one thing that I love so much. All I'm saying is like when I envision a true villain, I'm talking about somebody who embodies evil all the way through consistently. Not no moments where we're over here like as the audience sitting here like determining whether we think he's a villain at that moment or not. It's like that to me, if I have to at any moment be like, oh damn, he is doing it for a good reason, or oh man, like he just killed his daughter. If I gotta feel sorry for the villain, it's like he's not being the villain.
But wait though.
saying.
And just Lisa, just to answer your question, we definitely moved on from the Thor conversation. We've moved on to like villains and shit like that.
No more spoilers.
Marvel like has a specific But anyway, so with Thanos, you got to remember though, he didn't kill Gamora because he knew he was gonna need to feel some type of way to sacrifice her ass when she grew the fuck up. Remember that she was there for a certain purpose and plan. That he didn't just find a child and decide he was gonna fall in love with a random child after he killed her whole fucking race. Okay, remember that. He killed her whole race and kept her because she was a fighter, and then he fell in love with her and knew he was gonna have to sacrifice her. That's why he adopted her, because he knew he needed the Soul Stone to get her. You have to sacrifice something in order to get the Soul Stone. So I'm just saying that motherfucker is evil to the fucking core his whole time. You got your villain. I'm done. Mic drop.
I love the energy, as Ty says. Let me jump in this real quick. Let me jump. Let me piggyback on what Ty's saying and just say that I kind of agree with him a little bit in the sense that we haven't had in the Marvel universe. I'm gonna back away from like the whole. I don't know what kind of villain he's describing. We haven't had a relentless, completely psychopathic, completely like a non psychologically motivated, villain that is just completely fear, like somebody I completely fear. Now, switching genres a little bit, we just watched Ty. I can't speak for y'all. I'm pretty sure y'all didn't, but we just watched this episode of Star Trek where they employed this species called the Gorn. All right, the Gorn don't give a fuck. They don't have feelings. They just want to eat humans. They're big mouths.
No, not just humans. Like let clarify. They'll eat each other.
Yes,
they don't. They're so they're so bad that when they're born, the first thing that they do is kill all the other ones that are born to assert dominance. And the dominant one is the one that survives. So like that's you would think that would be the end of the species, but somehow they managed to.
So I guess the point I guess here is that like Gorn, we're not trying to say the Gorn needs to enter the MCU, but like we've been Marvel. It's not. First of all, yes, I agree that Thanos was evil in his own right, but I think what we're saying is the level of Marvel has gotten to the point where almost all the villains, and we've discussed this before. We like this about Marvel, the fact that their villains are not black and white, that they're not always just I just want to rule the world. That they are that the most like Margot. And Falcon and Winter Soldier. If we think about all of the Disney themed shows for Marvel, almost all of them are methodically trying to get some goal accomplished, and unfortunately have to do bad things to get those goals accomplished. Like what Ty's saying is like, all right, we get it. That's a dope formula. It's okay to switch it up every now and then, though. And this particular movie, that didn't happen. We got a sympathetic story for a villain that we in the end of the movie ended up feeling sorry for. Spoilers, not whatever. So I'm kind of on board with Ty. I'm hoping that Kang gives us that there's one of the versions of Kang is a deeper, more ferocious, less methodical, more completely just evil. I just want to black things out type of villain. Kind of like it was in Thor 2 with the Dark Elves, where they just wanted everything to go back to blackness.
That's true.
Tyrone.
It sounds like your issues aren't with the MCU but just with Marvel and the way the comic books are written, because that I can't think of many just pure psychopathic villains in Marvel that are just doing it just for the love of the game. You know what I mean? Like everybody has a motivation. Even Doom, like Doom is an evil dude, but he also like really just wants to run his kingdom. Like he wants to just run shit. Like he thinks he'd be a good leader, so he wants to fucking do it. There aren't many of those guys. Like Kang in the comics is often motivated by trying to save the love of his life. You know, Thanos really had about the most evil intentions in the MCU. Like, just basically, I just want to kill like half the universe, and then he was just like, nah, I'll just kill the whole thing. You know that. You know, that was Thanos. But a lot of the traits you're describing in a villain, like that kind of like mindless psychopathic just drive to kill, they give that to like the underlings and the henchmen. Like, think of a guy in the MCU like Crossbones, right? Crossbones just wanted to, you know, he wanted to just kill Captain America. He was mad, so he wanted to kill him, and he was gonna keep trying until he died, and he died. You know what I mean? So it's like they kind of you know, they don't flesh those guys out as much. So it's just, I think it's a Marvel thing. I don't think it's MCU thing. It's just you know, there's just like these layers to these villains. Even Gore in the comics, you know, starts to have an existential crisis about the fact that if he kills all the gods, what does that make him? Is he now a god? Is he the thing that has he become the thing he hates? You know, that sort of thing. So it's you know, it's, I think
it's deeper.
This is just Marvel.
Yeah, they're just deeper. Yeah, that's what I think. No, you're good.
I think initially though, the state, the whole reason we even started this was based on the fact that Kiki was saying that it was just it was the same old, it was predictable as the same old same. So we understand that it's Marvel. The point is that you can be consistent, but you can also have room to sometimes change up. And like, just because everything comes from the comic, as far as source material, does not mean that you can't, at this day and age, incorporate something a little bit different to add flavor to what you're already doing. And I just think that because Marvel really doesn't have any competitors that are pushing the envelope, then they're just kind of in a comfortable setting where they can just keep making the same type of movies and get the same type of responses, because we don't really have anything else. So until something steps up and challenges Marvel to be better, then expect what you get.
I feel you. I don't think that taking away layers of villains is going to make things better, though. You know what I mean? I think that would only make things more one-dimensional. If you're just like, hey, this guy's bad, we got to kill him.
Well, that would be if it was a consistent thing too, though, Tyrone. I'm not like, I mean, we're talking about consistency with.
I'm talking about even just as a one-off. Like, I just don't know if that's going to like have the effect that you think. Just I think fundamentally, I just disagree with the idea.
No, that's my point. Is the fact that you don't know, and that's the. Like, I don't know either. Like, but trying to do something different is never like, I mean, it's at this point.
See, that's how you get shit like Pepsi Clear.
I'm basically saying, even if
or Starlight Coke,
even if Marvel did it and it didn't do well and it didn't hit, it's not like we're gonna totally turn our back on Marvel and be like, I'm done with Marvel after that. It'll just be that didn't work. All right, move on. So we tried it. But that's what I'm saying is, like, the fact that we have fans like Kiki, like myself, like Vince, that are like, I wouldn't mind a little bit of a change. I wouldn't mind, seeing something go haywire in the MCU a little bit. I wouldn't mind, because this is what Phase 4 is about. Opening the doors for all of these other ventures, all of these other things to come into the MCU. So why not take that?
All right, well, just a few more minutes on Thor so we don't lose Lisa and people. But yeah, Steph, please.
I think that in particular some of the sort of one-off character movies can be formulaic. I feel like Endgame was a big change. I mean, Infinity War, Endgame, all that, people died. Those were a lot darker than we were used to. I feel like Multiverse of Madness was less formulaic. Seeing Wanda go from being an Avenger pretty much to a villain was a big deal. Yes. And I think that the last time Marvel did give us a big change, it was called The Eternals, and we hated it. We fucking hated it.
Oh, shit.
Get it, Steph! Get it!
I kind of hope that they'll stick to what they're good at. If you want to just see psychology and blood and chaos for no reason, go watch DC, because that's what.
So right.
I was thinking the same thing before you guys said it. Like, that is what DC does, and that's why they're not as popular, because their villains just want to see people die. And I like that Marvel gives us fully fleshed people with real motivations. A villain is just a hero who doesn't follow society's rules. They're heroes in their own head, and I enjoy getting to see why they do what they do, and not just like, fuck it, I just want to slice people up today for fun. That would be weird to me.
Well, Steph, I totally agree that Eternals was not good, but there is a popular group that thinks otherwise, that Eternals actually was a really good movie. There's always going to be both sides of the coin, where some people agree that this is good or some people agree that it's something bad. Like I stated in the beginning, Kiki, me, and Vince are of the mind that it's okay to change every once in a while. It's not gonna be a thing where we're asking for this all the time. Like, I need all my villains every single time to be this type of chaos incarnate. But to be able to see it manifest, especially in the current climate, because right now one of the most successful TV shows is going all the way in with their villainry and everything like that, and we're here for it. We love it. The ratings love it, the critics love it, everybody's acclaiming it. So at this point, I'm saying it's okay if Marvel was willing to try this and see, because you're opening up Blade, right?
Right.
So you're bringing rated R, to it. You know what I'm saying? You have, even with Kingpin, who, like, we know he's psychotic, but he's also very, very methodical about the way he does things. But even with his story, he needs love and everything like that. Yeah. So I really just want to see a villain that terrorizes, to where you have the superheroes in the MCU like terrified. So, like,
wait a minute, though. We did have one of those, okay? And that's why you probably hated the movie so much. The Eternals. Just think about the plot for the Eternals. They are eternal beings made from, fucking ashram or whatever the fuck that the celestial dude is. They are world slayers. Think about that shit. They're fucking villains. They didn't even know it. They were living peacefully, happily on these fucking planets, living with these people and everything, to destroy that shit. Do you understand what I'm saying here? You got that movie and you fucking hated it. That's what Stephanie and I are trying to get you guys to understand. We did that. Y'all were like, fuck this is trash. Don't ever give that shit to us. Then we went back to the regular formula and you were like, yeah, fuck yeah, Marvel. That's what I'm talking about. And now we're back to, I want to switch it up again. I'm just saying, like, that's what we're saying. Like, once they start getting out of their realm, that's when us fans start bitching. It's like Star Wars. Once they start getting out of their realm, that's when us fans start fucking bitching. No one's going to be happy. It's all going to be one-sided. No one's going to be fucking happy no matter what. Just like the shit that comes out, and that's all we get to go with. I mean, bitching about it is not going to get us but more crap that we're going to bitch about. You got to think about that, though. You know what I'm saying?
This has been the Optimism Hour with Yaz.
I'm just saying, like, that's this whole time I've been trying to get you to understand this. Stephanie comes in with and you guys are like, yes, now we understand. I'm like, what the fuck?
I didn't say I understood. I mean, listen, let me real quick. I think what Steph said is beautiful, like Minnie said. And I think that what you're saying makes sense. But I also think that I think you and Steph and you've latched on to what Ty is saying about the villains, but I wasn't speaking about the villains specifically. I was speaking about the formula for Marvel and how it's really predictable, and it includes the villains, but it's not limited to just the villains. And I'm not saying that it's even a bad thing. I'm just saying that it's identifiable. Everybody on this, I mean, we don't all play as much, but we all have video games in our lives, right? Well, at least we did at some point in time. And one thing I know is that once you beat the game, it's not as fun. Oh, you still play it if you love the game, but once you beat it, you're like, all right, I already know how to do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need another game now. I feel like that's starting to happen with Marvel a little bit. I feel like we've kind of beat the game on Marvel, and we're starting to kind of know exactly what to expect with it. So the way they do it makes it more fun, but the fact that we can kind of see through it and we see the blueprint mean that it is. This is the exact words my daughter used. She said, Marvel is losing its long time flair. That my 11-year-old child said, Marvel is losing its long-term flair or whatever. She used some SAT word. Now, I don't think that it's just because of the villains. I think that it's because we can kind of look at it and it's before we see it, we already know what's going to happen. You're right, Steph. I see you. I'm gonna bring you up right there. You're right. Darkseid, there's no happiness. Like this, when you watch Justice League, this dude is the villain that Ty is talking about. He has no character arc. You don't know where he came from. You don't know his just motivation is just to fuck shit up pretty much because of hate. We do get different dynamics with Marvel. But again, it's not just the villain, it's the formula itself. And I'll say this before I pass on to Seth. And here's what I think Ty is talking about. Like me, we watched all of these Disney shows, right? Falcon, Wanda, all the way down to we're still in Ms. Marvel. But we have yet to see another project. I'm not saying that we should, but we have yet to see another project like what's my man's name? Dr. Xavier's son, Legion. Now, I don't know if y'all have seen Legion or not, but it's a completely different type of show, which doesn't mean that every show should be like it, but it just means that there are other pathways to successful entertainment ventures when it comes to Marvel. They don't have to stick to just this one formula. Legion damn near happens almost in this dude's head. It's so dope. There's another show called The Runaways, which I thought wasn't really the best show, but there's a different formula with it. I didn't necessarily like all of the other shows that Marvel had, but there's other formulas. It's all we're saying. I'm not speaking just about the villain. So I loved it, and I'll continue to watch Marvel movies. But if an 11-year-old child is saying this is starting to get a little old, that's not good for Marvel's future because that's who they're gunning for. Steph.
I think that we are feeling the effects of the day after right now. We just spent the last 10 years building up to this epic climax. We've been flirting with Marvel, up on the phone all night. You hang up, no, you hang up. And then we built up to this giant thing and we had the moment and it was beautiful and it was climactic. And now we're coming off of those two movies and it's like, okay, it's the next day. Now what? Where are we going with this? What's happening? What are we? Do we need to define the relationship? So now we're getting these movies which we're enjoying, but are clearly one-offs. We don't know exactly what they're building and leading up to. And the way that Marvel works, they're going to plant Easter eggs and give us little things. And they know where they're going. We don't know where they're going. And that's what we're feeling right now. And I think it's probably going to be something to do with the kids, with the next generation. They're clearly taking us somewhere. We just can't see it like we started to midway through the Avengers, knowing we were building up to an epic event. So we are, again, in the beginning phases of whatever is their next phase.
Okay.
Great point, Stephanie. And I would like to jump on that real quick just to say, think about how people felt after Age of Ultron, because this isn't the formulaic conversation is not a new one. It's one that happened after the first Avengers movie. It's one that happened after each subsequent Marvel successful movie that happened. Is like that conversation just kind of gets, it's part of it. You know, it's part of this whole, our comic book movies going to stand the test of time, blah, 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 all that whole stuff. So everything has a formula. The criticism that something is formulaic is it matters, valid, but that doesn't necessarily mean formula is either bad or good. And that's the point that you were making, Vince. That's not necessarily a bad thing, right? But I know, so personally, I just want to throw my personal opinion out there. If somebody brings me a really good steak and I'm like, yes, give me another one of those, and then they like try to switch some shit up and give me some chicken, I'm like, no, thank you. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm like, if you find a good formula, stick to formula. I love it. I love formula that works. It's why I like horror movies. It's why I like, it's why I like rom-coms. I'll say it. I like rom-coms because like there's formulas. Like there's recognizable tropes and things like that we kind of like find in that storytelling, and it's. So it's not necessarily bad. It's just do a good job with it. And I think that Marvel's done a good job so far. But there's absolutely a formula. I mean, they're literally going off instruction manuals.
Good. That last part I like. Do a good job with it. Ty.
I agree with Tyrone. But I think if I gave you steak for 10 years straight, no matter how good it was, at some point you'd be open to maybe trying something new.
I'm gonna hold you to that. I want my 10 years of steak so we can figure this out. You give me 10 years of steak.
Every day for a whole week, I wasn't sick of it. I'm just letting you know.
Well, I mean, a week and 10 years, like I said, a week and 10 years are two totally different things. But at the end of the day, all I'm saying is that it's okay to test things out here in the climate, because Lisa actually said something in the comments, and I wanted to address this. She said, but also I want to be able to still watch Marvel movies with my super fan kid who is still too young for some stuff. So I don't want them to go too far. Well, the thing about Marvel, right? Marvel has avenues and doors open right now and to go in directions that will be kid friendly and some that will be not kid friendly. And so that and also we have so many shows right now on television that the level of violence is increased, the level of gore is increased, stuff that you might not have seen you know, if you didn't have premium channels. You now are basically able to see, you know, on network television. And so when you get to that point and you know, society gets desensitized, those same kids that, you know, weren't privy to that type of stuff years ago are now privy to that. So it's not hitting them the same way as the kids would have hit kids then. So Disney has to stay in tune with you know, their audience and who they're selling stuff to. So of course they're going to continue with the animated stuff and everything like that. But we got Punisher coming. We got, you know, Daredevil coming, where you're going to see blood, you're going to see violence, you're going to see death, you're going to see all of these things that I'm talking about. So with the success of these type of things, it's okay to try something. Like I said, Blade is on the way. We don't know how bloody, how gory, how, you know, crazy that's going to get. We don't know if that's going to be something you want to take your kids to see. And that's kind of where we're at. And that's all I'm saying. And again, not to do this all the time, not to make it formulaic, but just to try something different. That's all.
Yeah. And just kind of in closing, we get it, Tyrone, that shoot, my bad. We get it that movies are formulaic. I mean, everything is formulaic. It wasn't the problem wasn't that it's formulaic. The concern was the fact that the formula is so easily identifiable. Does that make it so that in the long term it becomes too predictable to really enjoy? Same reason we have never discussed the Fast and Furious movie, but they keep coming out. People love it, but the formula, we kind of like, those of us who saw the first two and we're like, all right, look, we get it. Cars, the family, police, we're cool. You know what I'm saying? We just don't want it to get to that point. What's up, Seth?
You're muted. You're muted.
Yeah, we need that voice.
I just want to say the Hallmark Channel has been around for a long time. Okay, so people are out here eating on formulas for 20, 30, 50 years.
Yeah. Do you watch the Hallmark Channel, Steph?
And soaps.
Every so often I do.
Oh.
I got very excited. I just saw a Netflix trailer for, I can't remember the name of it, but it is most of the cast, I believe, are Indian in background. And it is
RRR?
Huh?
Is it the Triple R movie?
I don't think so.
I didn't mean to.
You got excited because he watched.
I did. I just watched that shit. Did you watch that shit? Yes.
What I'm talking
Holy
about.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Hold on. Before y'all get into it, Stephanie was making a point.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. My bad.
I was going off in a tangent and just saying there's a new Netflix rom-com. Oh, it's okay. It's called Wedding Season. It looks adorable. It is two people who get into a fake relationship in order to please their parents. And oh my gosh, are they going to fall in love? I don't know, guys. What to do? Of course. Duh. Yes. The fake relationship is going to turn into a real relationship. I could probably tell you every single plot point before I watch it. And I can't wait. I can't wait to watch this formulaic movie where I know everything that's going to happen.
Well, listen,
I have a very, very quick thing because you asked a question, is it about concern or whether it's going to be a long-term concern? The formula question has been discussed for what are we closing on 20 years in the MCU now? Like we're getting close to that. So I don't think it's going to be a concern. I feel like we'll be good.
Okay. Well, listen, this wasn't me trying to say I'm going on strike and I'm boycotting until it was just an observation. Like, again, this is my 11-year-old daughter. Of course, all parents think that their kids are the smartest in the world. But I just was like, whoa, that is really insightful, for an 11-year-old to leave the movie saying, you know, I kind of feel like I know what's going to happen next time I see a Marvel movie.
Kiki is not your average fan.
Thank you.
Most of America is not as smart as her.
Thank you. So I was literally just about to say that. Like,
Vince had us all arguing out here just so we could prove his daughter's real smart. Okay. Okay.
He's like, I have a PhD child. She be saying SAT.
I wasn't trying.
Like, we know your daughter is super smart.
I've only got one 11-year-old. I just didn't know if this was something that's metastasized. But yeah, maybe you're right. But I think that Tyrone has the last word on. I mean, Steph had the last word, but Tyrone, I think, ultimately said some words that I think we all agree on. Just do it well. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what you do if you do it well, even if you have the same formula. Me and Ty, we'll come and we'll bitch about the fact that we knew it was going to be 2 end credit scenes and that it was a 2-hour movie and that they were laughing in the height of the climax. Or we like, we love that shit. You know?
Speaking of, fucking Coach Roy is in the fucking MCU, bro. That's all I have to say. I jumped up and fucking screamed when I saw that he was Hercules.
Damn.
Everybody was like,
yeah, we're
we passed
30 minutes away from the
spoil.
spoiler embargo.
We passed the point of spoil.
Yeah, hopefully, I tried to throw some noise out there. Hopefully, people didn't hear it too
well. All right. Well, let me since Yaz it did spoil. Man, it sucks because I did want to spoil more during our spoil period, but we got to move on to the boys. We got to move on to Ms. Marvel, and we still have Steph Wade's question of the day. And believe it or not, Steph. Not the only one that has something to say, Yaz actually has a bitch of the week that we want to talk about this week as well, too. So hopefully y'all are paying attention. And if you have a good guess, Yaz, where is the bitch of the week from? Is it from Love and Thunder?
It's from the show that's right behind me, actually. It's why it's still my background. And I was kind of giving a little bit of a hint.
Okay. Well, don't tell us. We still want to guess. So we definitely got that in the background. But yeah, man, we got to move it along. I wish we had more time, but 2 hours is some people say that's too much. So we still gonna go ahead and do what it is. I will say this much though. That last end credit scene, I know we're past the spoiling point, but please stick around. That last end credit scene for me, which I didn't understand in our group text, why somebody said that it wasn't really that big of a deal.
I had to rethink. Calm down.
Yeah, the last end credit scene made me scream. I scream to borrow a word, somebody because it is enlightening to see somebody come back into the fold, especially after they have publicly disparaged the fact that they Marvel movies. I'm just gonna keep it real. The gentleman who re-emerged in one of his most recent videos, not most recent, in one of the interviews in the last few years, said, I was a little paraphrasing, I'm a little over the MCU thing, tired of putting in the contacts, tired of putting on the uniform. He's a little over it. All right. But guess who shows back up again? We'll discuss a little more next week when we go ahead and go full spoiler once again. But for right now, man, we still got 2 things up on the docket, and we've got to talk about this final episode of The Boys. Now, Ty, I know The Boys is your show, bro. That's like you're like I'm pretty sure you pleasured yourself to this show at some point in time. I was just kidding by that, by the way. But who knows?
The Soldier Boy old ladies.
Soldier Boy.
I need more lube. These old ladies are drier than.
So, Ty, if you don't mind, bro, I'm assuming that the bulk of us had a chance to watch it. If you didn't, tough. We're spoiling. What happened this last episode, bro? Give us a rundown. What is it that this last episode gave us? What did we learn? What do we like?
Last week, me and Tyrone had a little debate going. He said, "Hey, I think they're gonna do a team up. They're gonna, their father and dad and son are gonna get along and hug it out." Turns out that's not what happened. I knew the egos were too big. I knew it was gonna come down to this. What I didn't realize is the additions that were added to this whole ensuing final fight scene, and I thought that was brilliant. I thought, I'm gonna let everybody else talk because I don't want to just get all out crazy with it, but this series has been the delight that I have been waiting for from superhero movies forever. Like this, every single episode this season has gotten better and better and better and better. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I haven't seen anything like that probably since the first season of Game of Thrones. Like that's how good. That's where I'm at with this.
Okay.
Like this series is just that good.
Okay.
And boy, I cannot wait for the next season. I'm mad that they didn't kill my they killed
Your
the
boy.
wrong guy. Look, listen, they killed the wrong kid.
Wrong kid died.
The wrong kid died.
Wrong kid.
Yo, that's what I was screaming. I was screaming when it happened. I was like, the wrong kid. You killed the wrong.
And what movie was that? What was that? Step brother?
That was Walk Hard.
Walk Hard. Oh my God, Dewey Cox.
Brother died.
Get out of here, Dewey. You don't want none of this shit.
Favorite movies of all time, by the way.
What is it? Is it weed? Is it going to make me? Is it addictive?
You don't want none of that, man.
It's not addictive at all. Well, it's probably too expensive. It doesn't cost but $10.
Right.
Hey, yo, you gotta watch Dewey Cox, bro. The Walk Hard.
The funniest.
Yo, you gotta be, and you must be medicated, please.
Oh my God.
I know that ain't what you do, but just for that movie, you should. So how you feel having to eat that shit, Tyrone? They didn't team up, homeboy. To quote Shaq, Kobe, tell me how my ass tastes.
I'm always okay with my predictions being wrong. That's the thing about predictions. So I feel fine about it. Thanks for asking. I don't know. No, I'm messing with you. But I do. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I thought this shit was gonna be bigger. Like, I thought we were gonna go into season 4, with some like, damn, we lost people. We like all this stuff changes crazy. But it kind of just felt like. This kind of felt like a mid-season finale to me, because in the grand scheme of things, not much happened like that. And I think I'm really mad. I think they totally dropped the ball on the A-Train story. They to put us through all that to ultimately go nowhere. Like, damn, that, honestly, like, because the whole season was really, really hitting for me. Mm-hmm. But it didn't land as hard as I thought it was going to. I liked a lot of the final battle. I liked Maeve versus Homelander. I was not expecting a Homelander Butcher team up. That was interesting.
Yeah.
Using the kid as a last minute thing to kind of like throw a wrench in the plans and stuff. Okay, okay, fine. But yeah, it just didn't hit as hard for me after all the stuff that we had building up. I thought that we were just kind of like, it was like, okay, another episode, cool, another Good Boys episode, that's cool, that's dope, or whatever. And also, the Black Noir thing seemed dirty. I was like, oh man, I can't believe they did Black Noir like that. But then, like, we know that actor's coming back next season, so like, does any of it matter? It just kind of like,
hold up, could you confirm what?
Yeah, that actor, I'll get the article, but the actor's coming back for next season, and they say for a different character, so they're like being coy with
because they didn't show his face like too
why
much,
he's coming back. Okay. Right, so like so he's coming back. So there's theories about what that means. I can't say that it's going to be another version of Noir, or right. Who knows? But the actor's coming back and stuff. But yeah, just all that really cool Noir story, just for him to just have that little moment. I was like, damn, that's all right. I was hoping he would get to go out like the Noir that we've been told he is. Like he was just this dude that just out there, just turning people's lights off just for the, just doing it. You know what I mean? He's one of the, he's got a body count. Well, but
many in the comment section, and he made a lot of sense. If they're gonna bring him back, a clone would make sense because they do still have the DNA of all the superheroes.
Yeah,
Vought does still keep all of that DNA.
Why didn't they just kill him back then and then just make a new one when they made Homelander?
Well, I mean, outside of that, I'm wondering, like, is the Black, if they can clone him, they could probably just bring him back to life too. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
he got his guts out of his body. I don't know if he's gonna.
He had part of his. He had his brain.
He'll be cyborg or some shit if he comes back. But like, he died. Like, I mean, like.
Are we sure like what the compound V limits are? I mean, it seems to be. I mean, they're already healing themselves. I don't know what his. This isn't the first time that Black Noir got fucked up. You know what I'm saying? He already had his head bashed in. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So and also, are we sure? I agree with Ty, bad Ty, with good Ty, with that. It was a little short of the climax that I was expecting. I did kind of think that they were reintroducing Soldier Boy. It took them 2 seasons to. Well, I actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, and I did just think about it just now, in terms of formulaic, this does fit in with Boys Criterion, right? I mean, we got Stormfront for 1 season. You know, she kind of seemed like she was going to be around for a little longer, and then that was
two technically.
Yeah, she was at the end of.
She was,
of
I mean, yeah, but I mean, look,
she was on this season. She was on this season. She, you know,
Yeah.
for the first couple of episodes, she was on last season.
Yeah, but
we got about 70% of her this season.
Yeah, I mean, listen, let's keep it real. Like, she wasn't in this season as much as she was kind of just a residual character.
Right.
She wasn't she wasn't a threat. She wasn't, you know what I'm saying? So I guess this is kind of the Boys formula. And what happened with Black Noir is a problem. I still have a difference of opinion when it comes to my man A-Train. I know that y'all are like, you know, just wrote him off and like, look, bro, he's irredeemable. Steph, I don't know if you I know you said that you actually liked The Boys. I don't know if you got a chance I know you hella busy, so if you didn't, it's cool. You get a chance to check it out or read anything about it.
I didn't watch it, but I did read about the finale, so I'm familiar with the plot points.
Okay, cool. Well, just to kind of delve into the plot point that I think maybe you can help us with is this plot with Homelander. A-Train. The names, man. I feel like I got too many kids. With A-Train, he ends up kind of basically just rolling back to the same puddle of shit that he's been linking this whole time, and now he's still in there with Homelander and them as some henchman or whatever. Now that he has his powers back, since he has a blue heart in his chest. But I was wondering, man, is there room for another storyline? Is there possibly, Steph, a way that we may see his brother come into the fold, and maybe his brother, now that his brother is, you know, let's just say unable to move as he used to, would you be supportive of a storyline that, oh my God. All right, so let me just get it real. I was trying to talk and stall, and it didn't work. I could try. Keep talking. You almost got it. It's almost there, and then it didn't work. Are we here for the continuation of the A-Train storyline? I guess is what I'm trying to ask you. And what would that look like? What, Steph? I actually am of the belief that this story with his brother has legs, and I think that there could even be rivalry.
Nice
there.
Pun.
I was just about to say that. Nice pun, bro. It has legs. Damn.
Ha 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 ha. So, what say you about that storyline, if anything, Steph? And what do you think about the series? Even if you didn't, you know, get a chance to see it, I know you read about it.
I would love to see more Black people. A-Train, frankly, gets on my nerves. I find him annoying. I want to like him because I like Jesse T. Usher, but A-Train is irritating. Oh, I do like Christian Keys, though. I am a fan. I would like to see some Black women superheroes, like hello.
Yes.
In real life. So that's kind of what The Boys is cool. I did enjoy season 1. I still feel like it's very, very white, and they really like have me effed up on that first episode with Stormfront. I was like, I did not need to see that. That was very graphic. Like, that was a lot. And they go there with everything. So sometimes it's too much. But
yeah, man. It depends on the definition of too much. You know, and you know, you gotta figure that it is. What do we take away from this, guys? What I took away at the end of this season was that we now have a newly formatted, rebooted Boys 2.0. Now with Starlight, all right, and with Chemical 2.0, who's not angry, sad, woe for me, Chemical, but happy I finally got the dick that I've been trying to get these last 2 seasons, Chemical. Butcher's no longer in charge. It's more of a democracy. Mother's Milk has more of a voice. It seems like it's going to be a different going forward. My question for you is that going to work? I was actually excited to see the temporary compound V come into the fold. Are we going to be able to watch them do this without superpowers? I think they may have jumped the shark here. It's going to be hard to watch the boys with no superpowers now. Ty, am I tripping? Like, you feel what I'm saying, right? Like,
I don't know who doesn't have powers.
Right, Maeve's the only one that doesn't have powers.
Maeve is the only one that, because she took the full blunt of the explosion.
Yeah.
When he did the whole explosion thing. So, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
you're talking about as far as Huey and Butcher go.
Yeah,
I think you don't. There's no way you give us what you gave us this season, and there's no next season. All they're gonna do is perfect the temporary V. Like remember, like you got to remember this is like the trial period of them trying to figure out how to get this shit right. Next season, 9 times out of 10, they'll probably have it right, and then you'll see Butcher back with powers, possibly Huey again, maybe MM, caves in. I don't know if MM caves in now that there is no Soldier Boy, but I don't know what they're going to do with Soldier Boy. I think Soldier Boy is now in the Winter Soldier program.
Yep.
And they're about to use him try to use him again as a weapon or some type of deterrent for
Supers
Homelander when he gets out of line. But I'm with you, Tyrone, and I just want to make this clear. Like it did fall short in as far as expectations for a finale. But even with that being said, it still was superbly done. And still, I think we could argue the best show on television. So I mean, I'm waiting for next season, but I don't want to see any more A Train, and I really wish they would stop with this campaign for A Train's redemption story. Because dude, he's not getting it.
Yeah, I guess the reason why, and this is a character flaw within myself, but I just watched Thor: Love and Thunder, all right, of which Ryan, what's my man what's Jason Bourne? What's his
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
Oh, hold on, wait. Are you about to get in spoiler territory?
Well, okay. Well, in Thor 3 Ragnarok, Matt Damon played the part of Loki. All right, Loki, who has become a beloved character, even though he done tried to kill the Earth multiple times. He done came to New York. He done practically tried to kill Thor. All right, damn near got his mama killed, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like, but somehow he's beloved. You know what I'm saying? I just, I know that my man A Train is fucked up in the head, and I'm not saying I like where he is right now, but the fact that we just fuck him, kill him off. You know what I'm saying? And not give him any room for redemption.
I'm mad you used Loki as an example.
Why?
Loki's charming, funny. I don't know.
So you like him more because you like him more. That's what it is. Because he did.
Yeah.
He's likable. A Train isn't likable. Everything he says, everything his body language makes me want to fucking kill him. I'm sorry, but everything about A Train is horrible. He's a bitch. He grovels. He cries. He acts like a goddamn baby. And then when something happens to him, he's like, "Oh, well, this happened to me. You're gonna do something?" Like, no, bitch. Did you do something? No.
Right.
Since day one.
We didn't get Loki as a villain initially either. That I want that to be clear too.
Yes.
When we first encountered Loki, he was Thor's brother. He was there for his brother to confide in and things. Look, of course, we know later that it was all just a plot. But what I'm saying initially, what our first introduction to A Train is him literally exploding a woman
on accident, yo.
He fucked up on drugs. He did it by
You spill your coffee. That's an accident.
It wasn't.
Spilling your coffee is an accident.
He apologized. Y'all ain't giving that man no. He apologized for it. He felt it now.
2 seasons later, he apologized.
All right, look, man.
Well, I think I see what's happening. So like, A-Train has been a punching bag since he's been in the show. Like A-Train is, he's been presented to us as a piece of shit from the get-go, without a doubt. That was a choice that they made. Then this season, they started doing this thing where it's like, we're going to give him some internal conflict and see how he deals with it or whatever. And then he made every wrong decision. He made every single wrong decision he could have. And then we get to this point where like, he's just like, they like me again. And then that was the whole arc. And you're like, oh, okay, well, this kind of sucks. So like, I think wherever there was room for us to really like A-Train, like even the positions they put him in to where he could have made a good decision, or even if he tried to make a good decision and failed, then that would have given him some sort of like, some reason for us to like him a little bit more. But they just kind of fumbled it. So I don't know if they're still just intending to make him the punching bag, if he's just going to be that guy forever until he's gone, or if they're trying to get us to really like him. But I just think the show's doing not a great job with his storyline.
His own fake family can't stand his ass and wants him the fuck gone. I'm just saying, America feels the same.
We don't look. There's no dispute as to what the current, how we currently feel about A-Train is.
Right.
This isn't a question about whether or not we like him. You say that they didn't do a good job. I think that they've done exactly what they wanted to do with A-Train, and they've made him into an unlovable fuck boy. Right? I get that. It's not a matter of what he is.
That's where he started. But
it's not about, my issue isn't with the state of our consciousness to regard him during the series. It is the fact that he is completely irredeemable. You know what I'm saying? And that because I see the breadcrumbs here, Tyrone. I see they're keeping them. They're slowly and
you're not wrong for wanting to see that redemption story, and because they've teased you with it a little bit. You know what I mean? Like they're like, here it is. If we go down this path, but then they're just like, nah. Forget about it. So it kind of sucks.
I'm gonna do this. Yeah, he's like, he'd rather be a snitch. He'd rather be with the people who don't want him around, the people who like belittle him, make him feel, small, who don't give a fuck about him at all. He'd rather be there for them than be there for the people that are actually there for, like his brother. You know what I'm saying? Through all his bullshit, his brother was there for him. What did he do? He tried to help, got his ass paralyzed. Fuck that nigga. He needs to die. That's all I'm saying.
And I'm with you, Vince. I wanted to see more. Like I wanted to see better stuff from A-Train. I'm with you.
We all wanted to see more from A-Train because he's pretty much the face of black people on the show. And when you see him belittled and treated the way he's treated, and then keep coming back, like typically you double down on a situation. They've like 6 down, 5 down. I don't even know what it quintuple down, whatever you want to call it. Like, and every single time, even this last episode, Homelander came in the room with Deep and A-Train. He sat down in front of him right after he just killed Black Noir and told him, I don't need none of y'all. I don't like none of y'all. Y'all ain't my family. I can't stand none of y'all. Like, like how much more do you need? He just killed Black Noir. Like he kept something from me, and he was the closest to me out of all y'all, and I don't like none of y'all. That's like, dude, like, what else you need? And this dude still.
But he said that to Deep too. I mean, look, we hate Deep. Look, let's keep it real. My whole thing here isn't trying to, look. I'm gonna end the conversation now because this is how we end up being here for like 2.5 hours, and we only got like 20 more minutes anyway. I'm just gonna say, I'm in the minority here. Clearly, I'm the 20% of this panel that's like, listen, I am not opposed to an A-Train redemption storyline if they include it, even if it takes over the course of the next 2 seasons. If A-Train end up sacrificing himself for the culture, if I'm here for A-Train being a fuck boy, an asshole all the time, all 3 seasons, and then there being a character arc that eventually brings him to our side of the fold to where we can actually root for him, kind of in the way that we did with Loki. And I know it's incomparable because we liked him at first and we were introduced to him as an asshole, but I'm just like, what I'm saying, a dude who looks almost exactly like my brother, like this is like the brother, he looks just like my brother. So I'm like, I'm rooting
your heart right here.
Like, I'm like, man, don't
you see Woody up there like, oh
yes, my brother looks exactly like my little brother, bro. Like, I can't root for a dude that looks exactly like my DNA to get killed off, bro. I'm sorry, I just can't do it. So,
Vince, the only way he salvages his face is if he kills Homelander. That is the only way that you salvage everything, because you've been the root and the base of so much death, so much anguish, so much pain. You are the root. You've been at the root of it. Like, so you got it, and taking all of the stuff that you've taken, where he's disrespected you, your manhood, he's disrespected you as a black man. He's done everything. They've done everything in totality to do. You have. That's the only way you come back from this, is to be the hero at the end of it all and kill Homelander. That's it. That's the only way.
Can I pitch y'all my dream A-Train story that I know won't happen, but I would love to see it happen?
Please.
All right. So at this point, everything has happened like it's happened, but A-Train has finally, it's finally, it broke him, right? He's done with it. So he says, fuck it. He really enjoyed killing Blue Hawk. So he decides to take it upon himself to get his own brand of justice for his community, and goes out and just starts, basically he just takes the Killmonger route, and he's like, I'll do it myself. That would be my dream A-Train story. That would be the perfect way for his thing to go down. But yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen. But I just want to put it into the universe.
Their dream, Tyrone.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
He's not built like that.
Yeah, well, my point is, like, I'm not opposed to seeing the redemption. Now, having said that, we got to get off The Boys. Is anything else anybody wants to mention about The Boys?
I do. Real quick too. Oh,
yes, what's up, please?
Can we just give a shout out to Paul Reiser, or however you see this man's
Paul
name?
Reiser.
Yeah, Paul Reiser. This motherfucker is in fucking Stranger Things. He's in The Boys, and he was killing both his fucking roles. So I just wanted to shout that out, and if no one saw that, ups to that man, because he's killing the game right now in the most popular TV shows. I'm just saying, his role, little bits.
Even though he plays the same guy in both shows.
Right, literally.
And so does Butcher. He played Scourge in Love and Thunder.
Butcher was not guy. He wasn't in Love and Thunder. He was in Ragnarok.
I mean, not Love and Thunder. That's what I meant. My bad.
But no, he wasn't. Butcher is not the same guy. And Scourge wanted, Scourge was
Scourge was an asshole.
Yeah.
Scourge was an asshole.
Also, I didn't see a lot of cocaine and sex parties in Stranger Things.
Well, I mean, yeah.
I don't know if he played the same guy in Stranger Things either. That was
he didn't. He was a Hollywood big shot, but they're always in control of people. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me, Paul's always in control. But yeah, good mention. What about you, Steph? You had your hand up.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I'm looking forward to Varsity, which, are y'all familiar with that? They're releasing it in 2023. It's a spinoff of The Boys, but it's Soups in college. So it's young people doing drugs and having sex and being super in college.
Okay,
to the reader. Sounds good.
Yeah. Wait, what's that supposed to drop?
Did you just break news?
I think I did.
She did, 100%. She's our reader. So when is that drop, Steph? Do you know?
Why the fuck y'all don't read, man? Why is Steph the only one on this month?
We're busy. She got time to read.
So Varsity is something that's coming. All right, I'm here for that. All right, bet, man. Anybody else got anything to report on Boys? I got one final thing to say about The Boys, and that I thought that it was hilarious but sad how they forced Ashley to take. Oh my God. That's how she ended up. Oh my God, that poor girl. The saddest part is that I legit could not tell if her hair was real or not throughout and that's something that I have forfeited. That's something a man shouldn't be doing anyway. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, wow, that looks completely it looks real. They also, if you didn't notice, but they have switched up on the sons, and I also kind of dig how they're taking Homelander and they're making his son into that kid from that movie that we liked, Ty. Brightburn. So I'm here for that, man. I'm here for that. It was a little annoying seeing everybody use their eye powers. I was like, all right, man, enough of the laser eyes. All right, we get it. You know what I'm saying?
At least Butchers and Homelanders had different colors, though, so you knew who was shooting.
Right. Yeah, that's fine. The only question I have, and this is an open-ended, this is something that we can come back at some point, but my boy just disappeared. Your boy, Giancarlo Esposito.
Oh, Edgar, Stan Edgar.
Edgar, yeah.
Edgar just disappeared.
He's in jail. Remember, they took him away to jail.
Well, that was pretty easy. So
well,
now
they caught him in Vought Tower. Remember, like the girl, the VP now, the vice president, head popper. You know what I'm saying? Like she got him, like she coerced that whole thing and trapped his ass. So they took him away, and he's in like jail or whatever because of all like the bad shit that happened with Vought. He's like serving time because of that.
I might have missed that because I didn't know that he went to jail. I thought he just kind of had to get out of the spotlight.
No, remember she was like, yeah, this is goodbye, you know. And he's like, after everything I did, you know, for you, he was like, you know, I'm kind of proud, you know, that I taught you so well, you became me. And she was just like smiling, you know what I'm saying? Like, yes, like I did become you, but better, you know what I mean? And like that's what he wanted.
Yeah, they indicted him on corruption or something.
Corruption and all kinds of shit. Yeah, all the bad shit.
So they did indict him. I don't know that he's presently still because we haven't seen him since. And guys who are that powerful usually have powerful friends. And he's been connected with the lady who was in charge of keeping Homelander's son,
Grace,
and now is in charge of Homelander's, but not Homelander, but Soldier Boy's body. So for all we know, he's just sitting back, just either constructing another superhero to counteract because I mean there has to be a villain or somebody somebody an adversarial role that for somebody with Homelander. You like right now they're not going to be able to do it just being human beings. You're going to need to have some help like they had with Soldier Boy this season. So I'm anxious to see who that person will be next season, because it's a lot going on. It looks like there's gonna be a lot going on. Old girl looks like she might be pulling up on the presidency.
Yeah, that might. I'm here for that. Real quick, man. Just a quick reminder that Stephanie does have a question of the day. Hopefully, guys, y'all haven't forgotten about this. So keep this in mind, because in the next few minutes, we're gonna go ahead and want to discuss which villain you want for these new teens, these teeny boppers, these young Avengers to have to cope with. But we also right now have a bitch of the week that happens to come from our one and only Yaz. So Yaz, I don't know, you want to give us some hints, man? Who I mean, I don't know.
Well, I gave you a big ass hint. It's from the show The Boys. So who do you think is my bitch of the week? Let's just ask that question.
I'm gonna guess that it is A-Train. Damn it. Obviously.
Good guess.
A-Train.
Steph, what do you think it is?
I'm gonna go with A-Train also. He's the bitch of the week every week.
He was my bitch of the week like 2 weeks ago. So that was a good guess. Good guess. All right. Yeah. What you say, Tyrone?
I'm just gonna throw out a wild card. I'm gonna say Black Noir.
Oh, good wild card. I like where your mindset is going. I'm digging this. Okay, Bad Ty, before we do the big reveal, please.
I might go with Deep.
Oh, Deep.
And Bad Ty is right. It's the fucking Deep. He's the bitch of the week. Oh man.
Deep, why is it Deep the bitch of the week?
Sitting at the end eating candy in the bed, stress eating because he told that bitch to leave. She left and then got rich making a fucking book off his puss ass and then went live. So fuck the Deep. He's been a bitch. And I loved how Homelander called him out for having sex with the octopus and running away at Hero Gasm. Yes, he's my bitch of the week. But Black Noir was a second fucking close. I'm not gonna lie. He went out so fucked up, and I was really mad about that. And then the whole ending was like, "Oh, you did the right thing, Irvin." Like, yeah, he was number 2. No lie, he was.
Wow. So Black Noir was runner up, and we have an official bitch of the week, and it is the Deep. Can't trust nobody but Yaz to that. Yo, thank you, Yaz, man. That's what it is. We're down to the last subject, guys, and then we only got a few minutes on this, and for good reason, because who cares about this anymore? Let me stop being so mean. But yeah, man. So I guess Ms. Marvel is still on TV, and I'm giving Tyrone a hard time. I just like watching it. But yeah, man, Tyrone. We only got a few minutes, man. We got about 20 minutes left, 10 of which we want to devote to our question. So it gives us about 5 to 10 minutes to discuss Ms. Marvel. What happened?
I've been enjoying the hell out of it. I enjoyed the latest episode. I would love to hear what your issues are, and potentially talk about it. Like, yeah, awesome. I say go for it.
Well, before we do that, just to bring up the comment section and everybody on the panel who I don't believe that they all have watched. Well, can you just bring us up? Does y'all mind if Tyrone gives us a breakdown of what happened on the most recent episode? We cool with that? All right, real quick.
I can't remember, so thank God you didn't ask me.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, we got some backstory about partition, how that went. Aisha, we got Aisha's backstory. To get us to the point where we found out that Miss Marvel herself, that Kamala was the one who guided her own grandmother back to her father through this, crazy time traveling thing that happened with the bangle and stuff. That it was like we got. The episode was slower and it was focused on this love story. I think they did it really well. I think it was a good episode. Definitely not a lot of action, so I can understand why y'all, this was story episode, but they filled us in on that, so we got answers on that, and then it ended with Cameron, showing that he's got powers now because of some stuff that happened in the episode. And yeah, thank you for pulling that up because I do want to talk about that. But yeah, so Cameron's got powers now. He was attacked. They were attacked by the Department of Defense or Department of Damage Control drones. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to this big finale.
All right. I didn't mean to. Sometimes I just choose random YouTube videos and sometimes we end up quoting other people's shows. So my bad. But yeah, man. All right. Well, that's a good rendition of what happened. I really like one thing that I have to say that I will not falter on is that I love the inclusion of this show with the cultures that we haven't typically seen in a superhero mainstream format at the forefront. I mean, if you watch The Protector, maybe, you know what I'm saying? Or if you see some of these other shows, but this right here, like, I love the incorporation of the Muslim culture, of Indian culture. I love how in the beginning, as a history buff, how they gave us the history of India and how Pakistan kind of had to inherit the Muslim aspect of the Indian Hindi culture. What I am starting to get a little lost here on, Tyrone, is the fact that the family at first was a pleasant sideshow. It has become the forefront. It has become the only thing that matters in this show. And that's cool. I'm not upset with it, but we don't even have a villain. Like, our villain isn't even like cemented yet. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we spent so much time. Like, what I think we've got is an origin story without a plot. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. I know we have a plot. All right. I know that there is a plot. But right now, how does Ms. Marvel, how does Kamala become victorious? What is she fighting against right now? Like, for real? Like, what's really happening? Because I feel like we're starting to lose. We're losing the. What am I trying to say, Ty? I think you know what I'm trying to say.
Do you have a thought, Ty, that you want to share? I have some answers for your questions, but yeah.
Well, go ahead and answer. Go ahead and answer the questions.
Okay. Well, I think what they did was the Jin story. They wrapped that up with this. With this episode, like, that story is done. Like, now we know. Sort of like this dimensional power, and we have an idea of like where it fits in her background and stuff. And then that little thread is closed now because of I forgot her name. Because Cameron's mother, sacrificed herself to close the rift and stuff. So that's closed. I think what we're going to establish, my prediction is that in this next episode, we're going to establish that the villains that she'll be contending with is the Department of Damage Control. I think they're setting the damage control up to be sort of like how S.H.I.E.L.D. often is in the comics, early days, where it's like they're an agency that's trying to like keep a lid on this superhero thing, so they become sort of like the de facto villains. So we'll see what happens with her in the Marvels and stuff. But I think when all is said and done, it'll be her sort of, just being like, I need to protect my identity. I'm a hero, and we'll see where it goes, sort of thing. And that may not be enough for some people.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah. Look, I'm not saying that the show is horrible, Ty, but I mean, admittedly, there's I found something missing, and I don't even know if I know what that is. Ty, I still, for some reason, am very much into the show, but I also when the show's over, I don't feel fulfilled. You know what I'm saying? It's that weird thing, and it's not just I'm waiting for the next episode. It's like, all right,
no, because there's so many unanswered questions. That's why.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. What excites me the most about Miss Marvel is that this opens the door for so much detail when it comes to the Wakanda series that they're going to do. The fact that they're going so like they're leaning so
Into the
much into the
culture.
cultural
Yeah.
informative aspect of this show, like you're talking about from the credits being in
Pakistan.
in well, I don't know what language that is that it is, but
Urdu.
Urdu, yeah.
okay, yeah. So the fact that they're going into that, the music that they play, the theme music that they play is from that culture. Everything like from the language, the when they went to the actual city, they walked around the city, they showed you like
Karachi,
all of the stuff that they do, like walking
Food.
into
I love that.
from her actually interacting with vendors and everything like that to every aspect of that culture they are addressing. So when they do the Wakanda series, oh, they better go like they better go just as hard with this cultural aspect on that series as they are. And that's why I said that's what excites me the most about this series is the detail oriented way that they're going about showing the show. So if they do that with the Wakanda series, then I'm all for it.
Quick problem, bro. These are real, actual geographical locations. Wakanda is a fictitious location. Can they really bring culture? I mean, they can, I guess, submerge African continent culture into it, kind of the way that they did with all of the spots on Killmonger's body and with some of the outfits that they were wearing. But can they really give as precise of a historical depiction?
Absolutely, because although Wakanda is a fictional place, present day is not.
Right.
And they still maneuver through present day United States, or I mean the world rather. So they
like with Egypt and everything like that.
Yeah, they
and
go all
the
over.
Moon Knight, they've definitely have integrated the culture into us, like believing it's super, you know what I'm saying? Like meshing the superhero and the culture. They've done a great job at doing that. And like it's going to be beautiful and masterful to see it done with Wakanda because of the outfits, the colors, the hairstyles, you know what I'm saying? Everything that is what makes African people beautiful, you know what I'm saying, and indigenous. Like it's going to be a masterful piece, and that's what like I think Bad Tie is saying is like once we get into that, this is leading us into appreciating what they're giving us culture wise and showing us the depths into how their outfits, their hairstyles, you know what I'm saying, just different things about like how they mannerisms in like their parental stuff, you know what I'm saying, it's like and family orientated, you know what I'm saying, like obviously this series is very family oriented, and that's what they're trying to keep us around is like Kamala is all about family, you know what I'm saying, like that's what her family had, that's what her grandmother was all about. It was just keeping, you know what I'm saying, her fam. So that's I think what like the phase 4 kind of message with this is more going into like just culture and family and how we're all different but we're all blended, you know what I'm saying, and that's how we get America technically, you know what I mean, like just saying.
Fair enough. Well, listen, I still enjoy the show. Honestly, you know what I think my biggest problem? I think that this show, and we gotta close after this. We got to get to Stephanie's question, but I think that this show is going to, unfortunately, be handicapped by the six show cap that Disney seems to be adamant about for these Marvel shows. I think this show would have benefited from a 12 show season. I think this show needs more time to stretch its legs and to show us more. And that way we don't feel like they have to hurry up and cram in some villain in the very last episode. I think this show really wanted to show a lot and had a little bit of time to do it. And I think that that's where we're faltering.
Well, real quick, Vince, I don't think that's necessary because this is actually rolling into a movie. So it's not like the other series where you got to wait till the next season, you know what I'm saying, for the story to continue. This story will continue in the Marvel's movie.
Yeah.
In the Marvel's movie. So you'll get whatever villain at that point that you're going to be dealing with. But even with that being said, 6 episodes just seems like a very short amount of time for anything, for any.
Yeah, I'm always down for more episodes.
Yeah. I mean, they miraculously, and I know you weren't a big fan, Ty, but they miraculously got through Moon Knight and gave us good content but with Miss Marvel, they're more. I feel like they're trying to get. They're not only giving her story, but the culture story and the story of the country and the family and then that with the superhero stuff. And I think that it's just not enough time.
It's a true origin story. True origin story, like Tyrone said. It's the truest of true origin stories. This is like
fair enough. But it's more the story and not the movie. Or we got time. We're down to 4 minutes, guys, unfortunately, which means we got to kind of keep our answers short here. But Stephanie, if you don't mind repeating your question and then answering, and then we'll go around the horn, starting with Yaz, Tyrone, Talim, and then I'll close this out and we'll get up on it.
Sure. What child or kid villain do you want to see when you think about your favorite villains? Who would you like to see having a kid to continue their villainous legacy? Whether an existing character or just a villain you're like, ooh, I wish they did have a kid. Just like Heimdall's son was created for this movie. Should I go ahead and answer first?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I want to see Killmonger's daughter, who exists only in my head at this point, as far as I know. But I would love to see
that's what's up,
little 10, 12 revolutionary black girl with big afro puffs just fucking shit up, throwing Molotov cocktails and fighting police. That's what I want. Killmonger's little girl.
Okay. All right. Does anybody else have an answer yet? Yes, got something? Oh, go ahead, Tyrone.
Oh yeah, no, I mean they already exist, but I would actually like to see the Young Avengers beat the hell out of Speed and Wiccan as like I want them to be villains, because that ice cream song really missed that for me. They need to pay for that. So that's what I would like to see.
I was thinking they would be pretty dope villains because like mom went bad, you know what I'm saying? Like we found the dark hold or something, you know. I think that would be cool too. Like that's
Yes, you got anything?
Yeah. Okay. So,
yo, why is he's trying to kill kids? Like those are they're like toddlers.
I didn't say kill. I said beat the hell out of. Beat those kids.
You said make believe or real, so you know you got to go with the real if that's what it is. Okay. I would like to see. Okay, so it's not like a thing yet, but Korg and Dwayne. I'd love to see their child be evil. Because like all the Korgs are super nice, so an evil Korg, I mean that would be fucking awesome. And then like I would like to see him go after Thor the God dude, whatever, his daughter, who's got like you know those Thor awesome fucking powers. I think that would be like a badass showdown because he like.
Sorry, Lisa.
I think that'd be funny as shit. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, Lisa. Yeah, we didn't. Just no spoiler. What are you talking about? Yeah, that's good. Ty, real quick, man. Wrap. Then I'll go on and we'll wrap up.
Oh man, this is tough for me. I would like to see a Venom. Oh. I would want to see like a Venom symbiote child that was just bad as fuck. Like, that would be.
Okay, all right, that's good. So we've got young Killmonger, Killamongera. We got little baby Korga. We got Death to Wiccan and Speed. And then we've got I didn't know we were supposed to pick kids as well. I thought that they could battle adults, and I chose somebody that's not even from any of these universes. Is that okay, Steph? Were they supposed to be Marvel characters? Okay. Mine is a little out the box. I would like to see young Patriot battle Stinkmeaner from the Boondocks. I want Stinkmeaner to come out. I want him. Hey, motherfucker! God damn it! What was Granddad name? What? Yo, fuck! I forgot his name.
No, try to stab niggas.
That's Uncle Ruckus, but he was like, God damn it, Stinkmeaner was so funny. He came back to like they had to exercise him out of what's his name's body. He came back with karate with three homeboys, Red Fox. What's the name from? You gotta watch Boondocks. I guess this is what I'm basically trying to say. And Stinkmeaner is who I would like to see. One of those young Avengers, preferably Patriot, because that's probably going to be the new Captain America. Do his thing, man. Great question as always, Stephanie. Always leading us with the questions of the day.
I got a better answer.
Oh, well, we may have to.
Well, this just because like mine pertains to like something that most people haven't seen. So what if Ultron had a baby, and they fought with Xavier's child, Professor Xavier?
Well, you know what? We'll talk about that right after these few messages. We'll be right back in 1 week. All right, guys, unfortunately, that's a great question. That's one that I'll be here for, but we are out of time. So please make sure y'all tune in with us next week. As always, thank you so much, Ty, Yaz, Steph, and my boy, Tyleen. Even our homegirl, Amma, who was in the background with Comedy Hub, kind of paying attention. As for all of y'all, please enjoy the rest of your day, weekend, and your week coming up. And make sure y'all drop us a line, like, comment, share, and do what you can to interact with us, man. We love all y'all. And if you are a geek, go ahead, make sure you. Oh, see, I can't say this long. If you yourself, be yourself. Hold on, wait. Be yourself. Be your authentic self. If you're not, you're being fake. And of course, as always, like we always say, even though Steph missed the freestyle session, if you a geek, go ahead, bro. Let that geek flag fly. Hallelujah.
Fighter 2, I just really hate Zangief, only Ken and Ra 2. I find it hard to beat Blanca, keep a wee ninja hanging and the uncle album banging. If you negative in energy, then stay out the vicinity.